Hello. Welcome to some late night Nier. Very happy to have you along for the ride this evening. I am super excited to get back into this game. It's been too long since I picked it up and played, even though it's only been a few days. I am desperate to see what happens. There's something going on with the game audio. On my end, anyway. I think I just need to find a different input here. That was it. Okay, so we are in the Forest of Myth. We have to meet the mayor in this forest. This is our guy here, it looks like. Hello.
Beware the words.
The words? What do you mean?
We have the English voice acting once again.
Contagious words. Those who dream.
Those who dream?
Hold a moment. There is a strange new sensation in my mind.
This is interesting. This is the first time there's been, at least that I can remember, like dialogue that, how do I say it? Like it's narration. It's not actually dialogue in the dialogue window here.
It is not quizzical.
And Vice can hear it. Vice is responding to it. That's incredibly interesting.
What's going on?
The villager's body shuddered as he slowly opened his eyes.
Perhaps we should start by asking this man.
Who are you?
We heard something happened to this village, so we came to see if we could help.
The mayor stared at Nier and Vice.
If you can speak to me, I must have caught you in my dream.
Clearly.
In your dream?
The mayor explained, in the past weeks a mysterious disease called the Death Dream had spread across the forests of myth. Those who caught it were cursed to fall asleep and live forever within the world of their own dreams. The village mayor had determined the daydream was spread from person to person by spoken words, but before he could learn more, the disease took him as well. Vice stared at the mayor, his mouth twitching slightly.
Now see here. Are you saying that we have been absorbed into your dream?
Well, yes, I think you have.
In other words, we've caught the death dream?
Before the mayor could confirm Nier's suspicion, Vice exploded with rage.
Ridiculous. Preposterous. Completely unfathomable on every conceivable level. I don't even recall falling asleep.
That's just how the death dream works.
Though polite, the mayor was clearly trying to brush aside the book's remarks. I keep forgetting I need to read the non-voiced part.
My remarks are not to be brushed aside, fool.
Something there must have caused you to enter my dream. A certain conversation, a specific word, something.
Nier and Vice racked their brains, but could find no easy solutions. There were simply too many words to consider. Too much random chatter, too many meaningless conversations.
Grimoire Vice does not engage in meaningless conversations.
The mere suggestion that Vice chose his words carelessly seemed to sting his pride.
It does not seem to sting my pride, you bloated gasbag of a narrator. It has demolished it utterly.
Irritated, Vice looked skyward, as if searching for answers in the heavens.
I was doing no such thing. Just leave
This is
me
great.
alone already.
The anger created by his harsh words bled over to Nier like a contagion. Wait, said Nier suddenly. Did something just say contagion? Yes, I believe so. What of it? Well, that villager told us to watch out for contagious words, right? The mayor leaned forward with renewed interest, pushing a startled Vice aside in the process. He must have said something, right? Asked the mayor. Some specific combination of words. What was it? It was about dreaming, or something that dreams, or... Oh, what the hell was it? A sheep, cried Vice suddenly, blurting out the first thing that popped into his head. The others stared at him a moment before slowly shaking their heads. After a few more minutes of thought, Nier's face suddenly lit up. I remember, he said. Those who dream. That's what he said. I'm sure of it. At this, the mayor produced a thick sheet of papers from his pocket. He flipped through them a few times before finally nodding his approval at Nier. That sounds right, he said, as a stray sheet of paper fluttered to the ground. My notes also mentioned something about that. I bet it was the last thing you heard before you fell asleep. The mayor shook his head, his worn pencil stub tracing lines across a lone piece of paper. For the last month, I've done nothing but study the disease we call the death dream, he said. I mean, I'm the mayor, right? It's my job to protect people from whatever comes along. But I never expected a couple of outsiders to start entering people's dreams. This is getting insane. Like, the narratorial voice for the game, the storytelling method, it's all suddenly changed just immediately for us upon entering this area. The mayor paused, a grimace crossing his face. I should probably be taking notes or something. Vice immediately fired back. I applaud the force of will it takes to research a disease in your dreams, he said, but perhaps we should bend your efforts to escaping this place instead of trying to understand it. The mayor's hand tightened around his pencil, snapping off the tip. I've tried to escape. From the very first moment I realized I was locked inside my own dream, I've been looking for a way out, but I don't think that exists. I mean, this is my dream, right? If there was an exit, I'd know about it. He paused for a moment, his unfocused eyes staring at nothing. My village was beautiful, he said to no one in particular, and it was filled with the most wonderful people you could ever hope to meet. But once this disease took hold, things changed. It's like someone took a sponge and soaked all the color out of our lives. My village was beautiful. and it was filled with the most wonderful people, but once this disease took hold, things changed. It was as if someone took a sponge and soaked all the color out of our lives. I just want us to be whole again. I want us to be free. And I won't stop trying until it happens. Nier nodded in agreement. Huh? Wait a second. I didn't nod. Look, if we can be of any help, said Nier, just ask. Now hold on, I did not just say that. Gosh. Silence, cried Weiss. The Grimoire looked from Nier, or is it the Grimoire, looked from Nier to the mayor and back again, his face filling with confidence. Grimoire Weiss's face is always, that's a lot of S's sounds. Grimoire Weiss's face is always confident. Thank you very much. Now see here, Mayor, you told us that nothing can exist in this dream without your knowing of it. But yet you seemed surprised to see us when we first arrived, yes? The mayor slowly raised his head, realization dawning on his face. This is some Xenogears action. Like, for those that don't know, let me take a sip here. Xenogears was this late 90s PS1 JRPG where it was, the first disc was like, I don't know, 50-ish, 60-ish hours of JRPG told not through narration, but through, you know, you're the, like the player had agency, and there was dialogue, you know, NPC conversations and party conversations. And then when you switched over to the second disc, the main character, Faye, was sitting in this chair and sort of just telling the player from a rocking chair, like, what happened, rather than you getting to play it out. And this is sort of reminiscent of that. Just, you know, no one's getting to talk, just like we're suddenly just sort of reading a book here. This is very fascinating. The mayor slowly raised his head, realization dawning on his face. Oh my god, he said, you're right. I had no idea you were coming. The human imagination is a limitless engine, said Weiss, and dreams are the fuel. If you can imagine an exit, then it must be so. With your permission, we shall search it out. Thank you, said the mayor. I don't know how I can repay you. Payment is not required. We are as eager as you to be done with this place. The mayor suddenly felt as if he could breathe again. He'd almost forgotten what it was like. Good luck, you two, he called at the departing forms of Nier and Weiss. We're all counting on you. As Nier slowly faded into the misty forest, the mayor was struck by a sense of déjà vu. I saw this man once before, he thought. But where? Nier's mood darkened as he trudged through the forest. Hours earlier, when the beauty of the place was still a new thing, he'd been confident they could get in, find the exit, and be home in time for dinner. But the deeper they went, the more the forest closed in around him. The mist made it difficult to see more than a foot in any direction, and moss-covered rocks seemed determined to twist his ankle. More than once he'd been forced to steady himself on the rough bark of a tree, and his hands now left small trails of blood on everything he touched. Additionally, Weiss was proving to be a spectacularly poor traveling companion. Unhindered by either terrain or physical effort, he spent most of his time urging Nier to pick up the pace and grumbling about their slow progress. Finally, after Weiss muttered something about legless turtles being more adept at navigating the environment, Nier snapped. Okay, Weiss, cram it for a second, would you? You don't have to walk. Nier leaned against a tree and tried to stretch the knots from his back. How can this stupid forest be so big? He muttered to himself. The moment the words tumbled from his mouth, a cacophony of insects sprang to life. Every imaginable form of buzz, click, and hiss roared out at a volume that rattled his teeth. Nier slapped his hands over his ears and screamed to be heard. Weiss, what's going on? Nier could see Weiss's mouth moving, but he might as well have been shouting in a tornado. The insects screamed, the forest howled. And then, just as Nier's ears seemed ready to tear from his head and go running for cover, the sound diminished. Hesitantly, he removed the hand from his left ear and listened to the creatures of the woods. Zree! 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 Skak, skak, skak. Chick chick chee, chick chick chee, chick chick chee. Woo 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 ma, woo woo ma. Shik shik seek, shik shik shik, shik shik seek. As the insect symphony dimmed, another decibel, Nier began to detect patterns in the sound. This isn't random, he thought. It's not just white noise, it's something else. The insects weren't just calling out, they were asking a question. One with it is lacking. One with it is lacking. Two with it is ideal. Three with it is dangerous. What is it? By my pages! Is this a riddle? I guess so. I mean, it feels sort of forced. But maybe it's the key to getting out of this place. Then I leave it to you to answer. One with it is lacking. Two with it is ideal. Three with it is dangerous. What is it? The answer is a secret. The answer is a seesaw. How should I know? Oh. Ah. Good God. What do I pick? Well, this is a blind playthrough, you know, no guides. I mean, one person with a secret. Is that lacking? A seesaw seems kind of practical. But how should I know? Two with it is ideal. I guess like one person told a secret, and then if three people know, let's go with the secret. Inwardly furious that Vice left the task to him near side and gave the only answer that made sense. It's a secret. Right? The sound of the insect stopped as suddenly as it began. The forest undergrowth parted before Nier like a rippling wave, opening a new path. These forest arthropods are making a road for us, said Vice with glee. Pleased at passing the test, Nier moved on with new intensity. This dream, man. The path offered his body relief from the undergrowth, but gave even greater cheer to his mind. As long as they were on a path, their journey had a purpose. I guess the forest has accepted us, huh? Said Nier after a bit. Vice spun around to face his companion. Do not mistake the will of this forest for some happy pet you can suddenly befriend. We have no idea where this path leads. As Vice finished speaking, the pair turned a corner and found themselves facing a clear forest spring. Smiling, Nier picked up a small rock and sent it skipping across the surface of the water. Good heavens, said Vice. His surprise was understandable. Each time the rock struck the surface of the water, a musical note rang out. When the rock finally stopped moving and sank to the bottom of the spring, the ripples it left behind came together to form words. I enter through the window, but break no glass. When night falls, I vanish. What am I? Absurdly easy, barked Vice. Now answer it. Nier grit his teeth and tried not to reach out and strangle his companion. He's right after all. This one is pretty easy. I enter through the window, but break no glass. When night falls, I vanish. What am I? It seems like it's sunlight. You know, enters through the window without breaking glass. It's not a bird, and a letter doesn't make much sense. So we'll go with sunlight. Sunlight! A plume of water suddenly burst from the spring. Sunlight filtered through the trees and reflected off the plume, creating a shimmering rainbow that spanned the entire horizon. In all my years, said Vice softly, I have never seen such a sight. Perhaps I have misunderstood the intention of this place. Hey look, cried Nier. awaking Vice from his daze. There's a house or something over there. Glancing in the direction of his friend's extended hand, Vice saw a small cottage nestled among the trees. That's weird, isn't it, Vice? I mean, who would build a house all the way out here? Nier walked over and pounded on the door. After a minute of solid banging, the door cracked open, and a small man peered out. His body was cloaked from neck to toe in a large black cape, while his face was obscured by mist. Began Nier, but before he could get any further, the cloaked man held a hand up and began speaking. I have 4 legs in the morning and 2 at noon, but in the night with 3, what am I? Good God. Nier tried to ask the cloaked man who he was and what he was doing there, but he simply repeated the question. If we wish to engage this man in conversation, said Vice, it seems we must answer his riddle. Yeah, I suppose, said Nier. Well, at least it's an easy one. I mean, says you, I can't think of anything. Hopefully the choices will illuminate this one for me. I have 4 legs in the morning and 2 at noon, but in the night with 3, what am I? None of these make sense. 4 legs in the morning, 2 at noon, but in the night with 3, what am I? I have no idea what this means. I'm gonna go with a man. That's what I'm doing. Why? I don't really have any particular reason. The other two seem to make less sense to me. A man. The mist dissolved from the cloak figure as he spoke a single word. Correct. With that, the man flung his garment aside, revealing his true identity. You're the mayor, cried Nier. The small man slowly shook his head. I am not the mayor you know. Now listen to my words. Long ago I saw a version of you that was not yourself. Sorry? What's that mean? It will make sense in time. At present, I simply congratulate you on cracking the seal of the Death Dream. Now you must go to the person at the forest entrance. With that, the man turned on his heel and slammed the door behind him. As Nier watched, mist seeped up from the ground and enveloped the cottage, erasing it from existence. When Nier and Vice returned to the forest entrance, they found the mayor leaning against a tree. As soon as he caught sight of the duo, he sprang to his feet and scrambled over to them. Good gravy, he cried. You made it. You actually made it back. His left hand grasped Nier's and pumped it so fiercely it threatened to dislodge from the socket, while his right seized Vice by the cover and swung him through the air. Gah! By the heavens, stop shaking me, fool. We have not even told you if we were successful or not. The mayor smiled broadly and shook his head. I'm just happy you're alive. I didn't think I'd ever see you again. Nier withdrew himself from the mayor's eager handshake with a slight smile. We broke the Death Dream seal, he said. At least, I think we did. The mayor's face beamed as Nier filled him in on the details. When the tale was done, the 3 of them laid down on the forest ground and fell asleep. Well, that's interesting. Nier cocked his head. Okay, hang on a second. This is crazy. Why would we just lay down and go to sleep? Cease your endless prattle and go to sleep, fool. Fighting against the rules of this place is futility itself. Nier and the mayor obediently reclined atop the grassy earth. Have you forgotten, continued Vice, it is words that control the death dream. Words that allow us to move from place to place. No matter how unnatural they seem, the words are absolute. Therefore, if the words tell us to sleep, then sleep we shall. And once we do, the story will continue. With that, the trio found their eyes growing heavy, their breaths slowing. This is the first time, began the mayor, the first time I have felt tired since I was imprisoned here. His words were cut off by a loud, long yawn, and he remembered nothing more. They might have slept for an hour or a year. When they awoke, things had a slightly more real quality to them. The mist felt thicker, the leaves greener. It was clear they had awakened from their dream. Nier shook the mayor gently. Good news, he said. I think we made it. Oh, wow, said the mayor in an odd voice. We did. I'm back. He blinked once and then again, as if not quite believing the sight before him. You two have no idea how much this means. The death dream was spreading through our village, and I wanted to... Well, I thought I could figure out how to stop it, but I guess that wasn't the case. I must have caught the disease and become trapped in my own dream. The mayor started to stand, then collapsed back to the earth. He stared at his legs as if trying to remember how they worked, then glanced at Nier and shrugged. Without a word, the young man reached down and pulled the mayor to his feet. Real life may take some getting used to, said the mayor, as a wry smile crossed his lips. You shall relearn in short order, I am sure, said Vice. For now, you should return to your home and rest. No, said the mayor, swaying on unsteady feet. No, I can't. Some of the villagers are still trapped in the death dream. I have to save them. The mayor slowly made his way to the divine tree in the center of the village, then bowed his head and prayed silently. This is a holy tree, he explained when the prayer was finished. It's the guardian of our village's history and memories. Superstition will only make our mission harder, muttered Vice. We should not put our faith in the gods. The mayor shook his head. Not the gods, the words. Legend says that our tree is home to a powerful magic, known as a sealed verse. Nier and Vice could not contain their surprise. It seemed a goal had been found in the most unexpected of places. Gonna take another drink. I say, muttered Vice, this is certainly a stroke of luck. As the three of them said their goodbyes, Nier mentioned a strange man who had given them the third riddle and the mysterious words he had left them with. I once saw a version of you that was not yourself, muttered the mayor. What in the world does that mean? Yeah. Lost in thought, he stared out into space for a long moment. You know, he said softly, this is going to sound odd, but I had a feeling I'd seen you before, too. Nier tried to keep a straight face and failed, but the mayor didn't seem to notice. Deja vu, right? Anyway, I figure this is just some kind of illusion created by the death dream. It probably doesn't mean anything. Nier gave the mayor a nod and a smile, but inwardly his thoughts were racing. Something wrong about the mayor and his words. And what exactly is going on here? The riddle would prove to be the most would prove to be the most difficult one of all.
Oh, thank you so much. Now I can finally return to a normal life.
This is one of the most bizarre diseases I have ever encountered.
I know. That's why we have to help the other villagers, no matter what.
Dark execution. Summon magical spikes from the ground to impale enemies. Charge to increase the number of spikes.
For a sealed verse, that didn't take much effort.
Yes, all a touch too easy, if you ask me. It's almost as if someone was guiding us to this village.
Yeah, speak for yourself, buddy. You didn't have to read for 20 minutes.
Don't overthink advice.
Definitely want to save our game after all of this. Oh, wait a minute. It wants me to go back? Return to Popola. Huh, so I don't need to save the other villagers? I want to poke my head around in here a bit.
This person must be dreaming too.
It would appear that way, yes.
Oh my goodness. I don't know. I don't know. There's...
And another victim. This work certainly is trying.
Very intriguing. No one out here. Okay, I've woken you up. Okay, we'll return to Popola first, but I got a feeling I'll be back here to release these two in pretty short order. I was tired today, so I stayed home and hid in bed. I could still hear Devola singing from somewhere. Listening to her always makes me happy.
So how was the village?
Oh, it was truly magnificent. There are no words. Really.
Neat.
Neat.
Let's get back to Popola. She'll probably want to know what's going on in there.
I would agree. She will definitely be curious. You know, I don't know if I feel like messing with you. Was that another boar I saw, though? Or is this just... No, that's... That's not a boar. That's a rock. I saw another boar kicking up out here. And those guys are pretty fun to fight. That's right, we gotta cross this bridge, and then we're pretty much home free here. All right, Popes, what you gonna tell us? What you got for us? I don't know what possessed me to do that. I keep thinking I can climb up there, but just not going to happen. I don't need to save it here. I don't need to save it here. I'm fine. Nothing's gonna happen. Oh wait, they're this way. That's right. Oh, have to go around the proper way. Bup, bup. Ba-da-da. Devola and Popola came to keep me company today. They even sang a song for me. It was really great. Ooh, that doesn't usually happen.
The death dream certainly is a strange illness.
Yeah, it was something all right.
Even I, with my natural love for words, have no desire to visit that place ever again.
You guys did well. You've been making a lot of long trips lately. Are you sure you're not pushing yourself too hard?
I'm okay. I can't just sit around all day while Yona's sick, after all.
If you say so.
So, anything I can do for you?
Well, I suppose there is one thing I could use a hand with. Have you heard about our plans to repair the canal? The work probably won't happen for a while, but once it's done, we can use the canal for trade and travel and all kinds of useful things. Unfortunately, however, we're a bit behind schedule at the moment. If you're willing to help out, I'd really appreciate it.
No problem. What do you need?
Great. So, the man I originally asked to help on this project hasn't shown up for work in a few days. I'm starting to get a little worried, so maybe you can head over to Seafront and check up on him? I'll mark the location of his house on your map. He always carries a red bag over his shoulder, so he should be easy enough to find.
Got it.
The person I asked to help with the canal repairs should be in Seafront.
Okie dokie.
A canal, is it? Fascinating. If we had a ferry, we could put these days of endlessly running about behind us.
Don't you just float everywhere anyway?
Do you think I am borne aloft by the winds, lad? It takes stamina to maintain this height.
Oh, really?
You could at least try to hide the utter dismay, you know.
That's pretty fantastic. What am I trying to find out? Wrong button. I want to know. Have you ever seen the rain? No, what? Come on. What was? Okay. 1300 G, not nearly enough G to get any crazy weapons or whatever. Hey, buddy.
Excuse me, but have you seen my son?
I don't think so. Why? Is something wrong?
When I got home, I found a note from him that said he was leaving and not to look for him. What if he's left the village? Please, you have to help me. I'll pay you whatever you want. My son shouldn't be too hard to spot. He wears a very odd hat. You can see it from a mile away.
Okay. If I see him, I'll let him know his father is worried about him.
Hopefully he will be out here, but you know, that feels like it might be too easy. See you later, boys. Keep up the good work. The new secret recipe. Very sweet. Alright, Kaine. Let's find the red bag. Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. There's a life bar at the bottom of my screen? It's for this guy? Oh, what the? Oh. Holy crap. I can ride this guy? Oh. Hello. You big nasty. I'll just distract you while Kaine tries to hit you. Although I don't know if this is gonna really... Okay, that did alright. I got a feeling we could probably... There we go. Ow, that hurt. Oh, damn. Actually, here. What's the button? Medicinal herb. Medicinal herb. Oh, I parried that. You know I parried that. Woo! Word obtained. The new word, souls. Used with all categories. Martial arts MP recovery. Rate +6. Magic and weapons. Paralyze. Okie-dokie. That was intriguing. Just a boss showing up out here. What's up, my boar dude? Let's mess with words. Wait. Let's do a little auto equip. So it's changing us to souls because the MP recovery rate is 2% better, which we like. That's a very good thing. Need to get the berry. Now forward. Forward, my boar companion. Let's ride. Furry pig style. Oh, whoa! Whoa! Whoops. That's what I get for trying to dash. Okay, buddy, come on. We can do this. Incredible.
Man, I am starving.
A city of this size must have some manner of eatery nearby.
Where's my man's house? Oh, here's the red bag guy. Oh, you cat, stay off the keyboard. No, Finny.
Hey, are you the guy who's supposed to help repair the canal? Popola sent me to...
Oh god, it's over.
What?
My life is over.
Surely you must realize nothing good can come of being involved with this particular endeavor.
Easy, Vice. Hey, so, are you alright? What happened?
It's my wife. She left home a week ago and hasn't come back. I'm so worried.
He hasn't come back.
My work. Oh, my sweet dumpling.
Oh.
Where are you?
Oh my god.
Wow, that's terrible. Would you
That's
like
my
to
thoughts
thank me
exactly.
before?
Oh, you're talking about his plight. Not the voice acting. There's 2 runaways. Interesting.
Really? You do that for me?
Sure,
Sure.
but do you have any idea where we should start?
Well, she always used to enjoy drinking at the tavern with her friends.
Alright, then I guess we'll start with them.
Thank you. This means the world to me. Oh, and by the way, my wife always carries a red bag, just like mine. If you mention that, it might ring some bells.
I've met some odd couples in my day, but none who felt the need to wander about flaunting matching luggage.
You need to get with the times. Coordinated outfits are all the rage.
Oh my goodness.
Plus, these bags are special. We bought them for our anniversary. But now my sweet dumpling is gone. And it's all my fault. Oh, God.
This is a sad individual.
Okay, just stay calm. We'll go look for her, alright? You sit tight.
I'm willing to bet that man knows more about his wife absconding than he's letting on.
Probably. Alright. Tavern time. Now let's talk to the...
Gave my girl all these presents. And she left me for another guy anyway.
Another one of these sad dudes.
My pocketbook are broken.
Ah.
Hey, buddy, have a drink. The mug will never leave you for another man.
You said it.
Voila! One bowl of our local specialty, sardine pasta.
Hey there, I'm, looking for a woman carrying a red bag.
Are you now? Interesting. Did something happen to her?
Oh, are you now? Interesting.
She hasn't been home and her husband's worried. Do you know anything about where she might be?
Trouble in paradise, is it? Oh, those two never change. Anyway, the short answer is no. She hasn't been around here either. Though come to think of it, she always got on well with the woman over at the tackle shop. Maybe you should try her?
We
I'll do
shall.
that. Thanks.
Hey, what's the rush? You've got a cute face. Why not sit here and join me for a round? Or 3?
Sorry, ma'am, but I'm not old enough to drink.
You're centuries old, buddy. You could have one. Let me see what she says now.
What is it this time, cutie? You change your mind about that drink? I'm buying.
Still a minor, ma'am.
Really not. But it's a convenient excuse. Alright. Tackle shop.
Hey there. Do you know a woman with a red bag by any chance?
A red bag? Oh, sure. Although now that I think about it, I haven't seen her in a while. Last time she came around, she mentioned something about leaving town, but I figured it was just idle talk.
Leaving town, huh? Alright, thanks for your time.
If she has truly left this charming hamlet, finding her may prove most difficult indeed.
I just hope she hasn't been attacked by shades or anything.
I can't jump in there. Wow. So we got two needles in a haystack that we're looking for now. Perfect. Oh, it's just no map in this area. Hey, spider guy. It's not a shade. Oh, it's a mount? No. It's a something I can loot. The hell is this? I've never been up here. Oh wow. The sky when I come in here. When I came in here. Whatever. The music. I just learned the earning money tutorial. Got the giant spider silk. Don't know if I'm supposed to come this way, but whatever. But can I loot that spider? Yeah. Yeah. Rainbow spider silk. Giant spider silk. Da-da-da-da-dum. Here. Let's see something actually. Oh wait, no, not what I... Okay. Grimoire is what I'm looking for. All items. Let's see if we can find the spider silk. Giant spider silk. Yeah, not very... Multicolor thread taken from a giant spider. Okay. Nothing super interesting in the descriptions. Hello, we're looking for a runaway lady. Okay, I guess we're not supposed to be here right now. So, we'll exit. That was an interesting detour. I really should buy a map of the area. I don't think they sell one though in the in the town in Nier's village. Maybe they sell one in. Oh, hush!
Something about that shade seems rather odd.
Hey, look at this.
It is identical to the red satchel carried by the man who sent us on this mad quest. Perhaps it belongs to his spouse.
Oh no. Do you think the Shades got her?
She was the shade, my guy. No, 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 no. Oh boy. Sorry about the dog barking before. Sometimes my dog forgets that the cats that she's lived with her entire life. She's lived with them her entire life. She forgets that. And they stroll by and she's like, oh my god, it's a cat I've never seen before except every other day at this house.
Well, this is terrible. What are we supposed to say?
However difficult it may be, we've no choice but to tell the man the truth.
Well, damn. This is pretty terrible. Hey buddy, I didn't see you when I came out, or I would have ridden you. This is not going to go well. I am not excited about this. Can I buy a map from you first?
Care for some imported fruit? Thanks for your...
Yeah, sure.
I'll cook any fish my husband brings home.
All right. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Hey, did you find my sweet dumpling?
We didn't, but we got this off a shade.
Oh no. This is hers.
So our fears were correct.
Oh god. How could this happen to her? This is all my fault.
If I may, my good man, why did your wife leave home in the first place?
Seems the nature of this game that we need to be nosy and try to help people out, so that's why I picked that choice.
It's because
I think we should give him some time to himself, Vice.
Honey, I'm home. Good heavens, you're a wreck. What's wrong?
Dumpling, you're not
What?
dead.
What the hell is this game doing to me, man? This is ridiculous.
What in the world are you talking about? Oh, you found my bag. Thank you so much. I can't believe I went and dropped it like that.
Oh, this is such a relief.
Okay, seriously. What's going on?
Thank you, SpongeBob.
So, he found a shade with my bag and assumed I'd been attacked and killed?
I mean, I assumed a lot more as the player, but yeah.
I'm just glad you're safe, Dumpling, but I'm also so sorry. This is all my fault.
How, pray tell?
Oh, if I didn't eat that apple you were saving. Oh, God, I'm such an idiot! Listen, I promise I'll never eat anything of yours again. You just promise never to run away from home again, okay?
Run away? Have you lost your mind? I just went to visit my parents.
Good God.
I told you about this. Going to see my family, gone for a week. Remember? Ugh, are you serious right now? Why don't you ever listen to me?
Lad, my brilliant intuition suggests we should beat a hasty retreat from these two with all speed.
Oh, hey, I have to go pick up a fish from the fish store.
I can't believe you didn't listen to me, and you ate my apple. Ugh, you are the absolute worst.
Oh, she's gonna run away now.
What? Oh, like you're some perfect angel. You didn't even care enough about our anniversary to hang on to your bag. You, kid, I'm right about this, yeah? If anyone's wrong here, it's my wife, right?
Wait, you're asking...
Please don't make me pick. No, I don't want to pick. Don't make me. Don't make me, like, be inserted into this marital squabble. Who's in the wrong? I mean, she accidentally lost the bag, so...
Well, you shouldn't have eaten your wife's apple. That's not very nice.
But I was hungry, and it was just sitting there. Look, I'm glad you went looking for my wife and all, but that was low, friend. Low.
Did I cross a line there?
What the hell is this quest?
Besides, it's pretty rich to come after me for an apple when you threw away my entire stamp collection.
Ha! You're damn right I did, and I'd do it again. You are nothing but a hoarding slob. You there! My husband's in the wrong here, isn't he?
Pardon, but madam,
Good God. I should sure, both of you. I mean, I sort of want to say the wife for just throwing his stuff out, but
Oh, enough. The both of you are at fault. Now apologize to one another and end this ridiculous display.
Good talk for a floating magazine.
I see you finally agree on something.
Do you not even understand how frustrating this is, you colossal oaf? This is exactly what I hate about you.
why are you still there, Nier?
Fine, hate me. I'll still sleep like a baby knowing I'm not an unreasonable hag like you.
Vice, what do I do?
You turn on your heel and walk away as fast as your legs can carry you, my good lad.
It's a smart book.
That's it. I have had enough. Instead of belittling me, why don't you get a proper job? Everyone in the neighborhood treats me like dirt, and it's all because of my unemployed slob of a husband.
Actually, I have a job now.
Wait, you what? You're kidding. Why didn't you tell me? That's great.
Well, I sort of wanted it to be a surprise.
Oh, you big silly Billy. Well, this calls for a celebration. Come on, I'm going to bake you a nice apple pie.
What?
I have no idea what just transpired, but it has utterly exhausted me.
Well, looks like they made up, so all's well that ends well.
That was goofy as all get out.
In the course of all that madness, I have forgotten why we even came here in the first
I know. He's supposed to do something for Popola.
Heck, the canal. We need
Right.
to ask him about the canal.
I can't thank you enough for all your help.
Sure, but listen, we need to talk to you about the canal.
Oh, right! That's why you came here in the first place, huh? Well, now
Indeed.
that my love life is rolling in clover again, I'd be more than happy to get going on the canal work.
Do it. Don't make me come back here.
That was exhausting.
Tell me about it. Anyway, let's go give Popola an update.
I need a map of this place. What do you sell?
We got the latest advances in medicine.
The latest advances in medicine. Oh, sick. I'll take both of these. Thank you very much.
Hope to see you again.
Later. Okay, so I would like to look at the making money tutorial for a moment because instead of selling raw materials, look for someone who needs the material. You'll earn more money that way. Okay. Whatever, man. That is like helpful, but like it's not that helpful. Oh man.
This town's better off than most, you know. We have our trade.
Yeah, okay, so I've read this before. Okay.
You better watch yourself around that old lighthouse lady.
10-4, good buddy.
The couple with the red bags were a strange pair indeed. It boggles the mind to think they're...
Oh, sorry, Vice. Okay, so there's the manor.
Relationship can persist despite such intense squabbling.
Oh, wait.
Well, they looked pretty happy in the end, at least. Maybe the secret to living a happy life is sharing your feelings, even when they're sort of mean and weird.
If you adopt such a strategy, I may leave for groceries one day and never return.
Oh my god. Going to die. You just killed that poor animal. Thanks, pal. Oh, great. Vinny. Get out of... Move. Psst. Get in front of the television. No, psst. Move it. She cannot take a hint. Finally. I say that, but no, she's sitting right in front of the map. There. Sweet goodness, cats. Sometimes. Haven't seen the big-hatted kid. So... nothing to report to our new quest giver. Side quest giver, I guess. Haven't seen any new diary entries from Yona in a bit. I think I'll go pop in and check on her after I talk to Popola here, if I'm able to.
Goodness. It sounds like the canal repairman had quite the problem on his hands. I'm glad everything turned out all right. Thank you so much for your help.
Don't mention it. I'm looking forward to seeing how the canal turns out. If you need anything else from us, just say the word.
Thanks, guys.
Okay.
Hey, wait!
Huh?
I almost forgot. Yona is looking for you.
Well, what a coincidence.
Oh?
She said she needed something from you.
I guess so. Thanks, Popola.
Oh, wait. No. You had a little sign above your head. What is the quest?
Can I ask you a favor, Popola?
Sure. What is...
I heard you and Devila used to sing together at the tavern, and I was wondering...
Oh, goodness. Well, yes, it's true we used to sing there, but I haven't done that in some...
Do it.
That's part of it. But also, I need a certain drink before I
Oh,
can sing.
come on.
I'm a little shy, if you know what I mean.
Well, that should be no problem, right? It's a tavern after all.
You have to fetch the special ingredients, buddy.
Actually, the stuff I like to drink is pretty rare. Still, they used to order it from the tavern in Seafront from time to time.
Okay, alright. Will none of you people do something just because I ask? Lest you have me look for some rare collection of groceries or ingredients or wild beasts, eggs hidden about the town. It's just embarrassing. If I'm honest, townspeople. Oh, do we have any more mail? Today was awesome, dear Nier. Today was awesome. Popola made me this huge cake that was really yummy, and everyone in the village has been wishing me happy birthday. It's fun. I feel like a princess or something. I don't feel sick at all today. In fact, I almost forgot I had this disease. So maybe you can forget about it too and come back home now? Aww. Did you miss her birthday, Nier? It's bad, brother. Bad job by you, buddy. You gotta remember that stuff.
Yay, you're back.
Popola said you needed something?
Yeah, a favor, actually.
What is it? I can't help if you don't tell me, sis.
Okay, I'm gonna say it. Ready?
I'm ready, Yona.
I need you to help my friend.
Your friend?
Yep, I have a friend, and we've been writing each other letters.
Seriously?
A pen pal. How delightful.
So who is this friend?
Well, he's kinda...
He? It's a guy?
Yes, and he's sick and in a whole lot of trouble. And I know that you and Vicey are the only ones who can help.
Vicey.
Vicey?
Tell me about this guy.
He lives in this really big house down south, and he's super nice, and he's my friend. So you have to help him. Please?
Yona, listen.
Please?
Great. Now what do I do? Fine.
Come on, you can't say no to your sister.
Yay! Thank you! Please help him, okay?
What clues do we have, though? What do we go on here?
Great. Yona's got a boyfriend.
Is something amiss, lad? Your voice is trembling.
No, it isn't. Shut up.
Shut up, you dumb book. Oh yeah, I always forget I can't cut those. So the stakes have definitely lowered in the last couple of hours. Like, they did seem to be quite high, and we were saving the desert town. And we were fighting huge, giant shades. But this, and you know, the forests of, you know, with the Death Dream, that wasn't like total, like, low stakes. Oh, great. Again with this guy. You know what? We don't even...
Creatures let us dispatch them without complaint. And what would make them appear in this area in the first place? It is hardly what one would call especially fertile ground.
Oh my goodness. Got whacked by whoever that was. Gebby. Pahi. Those seem like they'll probably come in handy. Okay, honestly. Oh, what the? Broke your guard, pal. What the? Wow. All right. We'll just do this the safe way then. Oh, kinda. Watch out. Oh, I thought I blocked that in midair. Oh no! Oh, hell. I died. Whoops. Whoops. These little... Oh, just fucking hit by these little guys are just so infuriating. Got Gebby there. Oh,
creatures let us dispatch
that
them
is
without complaint. And
not.
what would make them appear in this area in the first
All right.
place? It is hardly what one would call especially fertile ground.
Nope. Oh, I saw it coming. Didn't do anything. No, dodge it, dodge it, dodge it. No, oh my god. All right, stop locking on. Wah! Ah! Come on. Oh, come now. I blocked that. Owie. Tiny, do you live? You're totally out of it. Bessie. Oh, Bessie. Tain the word Bessie. Kaine, live. Like that sick dodge around behind your back. What is this? What is this? More clay. Super. All right, we won that time. I couldn't just let it be. I mean, it probably would have been faster just to run by it all, but you know, it's just I couldn't do that. Oh, See, I can't just let it go. I have to fight these guys. They irk me. A rusty kitchen knife. Oh. Nope, you little twit. Hate when those guys come up and interrupt my combos. Unforgivable. Love that. Love sliding around their back. Pretty dang satisfying. I got turned around. Oh, wait a minute. I'm going to the manor? Why am I going there? Meet the person who sent Yona a letter. Well, I'm glad we got a waypoint on the map and didn't have to figure this out from, I don't know, interacting with people. Just talking to like a random string of strangers. Hello, it's a boy in a floating book.
We have been waiting for you, sirs. Please.
There's a lady present. Well, that was weird and ominous. Oh man, does the Resident Evil thing. Should follow him.
Please, wait here.
Creepy.
Bitch. Just let me know if any shades show up, okay?
I'm outie. Does she say anything? No. Wait, does she? Yeah.
Kinda sure is something, huh?
She must have nerves of pure steel.
Okay, wait a minute. How do I... Oh, that's for that door. This is very, like... The environment and the music is very House in Fata Morgana. Well, he told me to wait here, but... I'm no good at that. Because this is video games! Obviously, I can't fit through that. Well, I don't know. Maybe I can jump. Nope. It's walled off. Oh no, we got the in the house running where you can only jog. You can't like run at full tilt. Hello? Hello?
Do not like this one bit.
What's the matter, Vice? Scared?
Well, yeah. I mean, aren't you? Oh my god. There's a keyhole marked darkness. That is when you know you have screwed up and come to a place that you probably should not have.
Perhaps we should head back, yes?
Okay, well that's... You know, nothing. Moon. And that's the darkness. The darkness keyhole. Not to be confused with the, like, metal revival, the hair metal revival band, The Darkness. The kitchen. Lovely marble island countertop there. Is there anything we can do in this room at all? Doesn't appear to be. I enjoyed it as a room, though.
Nego?
Oh no.
I knew this was a terrible idea. Haunted manors and the like. Oh, why does no one ever listen to me?
It's a fair question. Okay, so this is the hallway that we came to. So this is how it's blocked off. So we can get down here. We just have to go around. Oh man. What if we just left? Okay, we can't get to anything back. Well, or can we? It's hard to see near, so I don't think so. Hello. So we can still jump. Oh, can swing our sword out here. So it's sort of hard to see if we are even getting close to the stairs.
It's locked.
Oh no, we're locked in. This is extremely the bad. I don't think I missed anything over here. Yeah, I'm gonna go back down here. Is she just gonna appear back in here? Oh, no such luck. We're gonna have to go back down this hallway, it looks like. What the hell? That did not come from in here. Okay, it's not in the darkness room.
What's this? The picture has changed.
I will attack you, haunted painting. Okay, this picture's the same. But can I not interact with it at all? Okay, there's no little arrow. Boy, I wish I could run through this house. Here we go.
It looks like it's in pain. It's kind of scary.
Yes, come now. Brave faces. Onward and upward, eh?
Man.
Yes. Come now. Brave. Yes. Yes.
Wow. Super creepy. I wish we could, I don't know, get close-ups of those things. The moon key. Perfect. All right. Well, back we go, I suppose.
Shades!
What foul hole did they crawl from?
Oh, I can't dodge. Perfect. Awesome. Right twice a day, I've heard. What will we find in the moon-locked door? Big ol' spiders. So just want to say, Yona, your boyfriend, probably not someone you should be seeing. Not doing the whole big brother thing. Just lives in a super creepy.
Young. Not even 20.
You figured that out from my footsteps?
It's not hard once you know how.
Then I suppose I should tell you about my friend Vice.
I only heard one set of footsteps.
Well, you don't understand. There's a floating book.
Grimoire Vice does not strut about like a common land mammal. But enough of this introductory chatter. Let us hear your tale.
My name is Emil. I'm the master of this manor.
It's Emil.
So you're the one who sent the letters?
I remember Emil from Nier Automata. He looks super different, but this is Emil. That's kind of rad. Again, if people are popping onto this for the first time, I never finished Nier Automata. I think I played for about 10 hours and just had to stop because of life stuff and never got back to it, much to my detriment. Gonna make that right after this game, most likely.
Letters? What are you talking about?
But I did meet Emil.
Of course you don't know. Such a thing would be far too simple.
He's really channeling my own inner voice. is Vice throughout a lot of this game, honestly.
No, stay back.
Oh, but yeah. Not gonna hurt you.
I'm sorry. It's my eyes. Anything I look at gets turned to stone.
Oh, the statues. Oh, wow.
That's why I live with this blindfold.
What a remarkable skill.
Skill.
I've never heard of such a thing.
Anyway, I suppose my butler might know more about the letters you received. This key here can unlock any door in the manor. So if you'd like my assistance...
No, please, don't trouble yourself. We can get around on our own.
Oh, right. Sure. Well, here's the key then. The butler's quarters are at the far end of the manor.
So, yo, why do you have giant tarantulas in your house?
Let me at least give you a map. It's a big place, and I don't want you to get lost.
Didn't even see the star door yet.
Vice, what should we do about Kaine?
Leave her. That woman is capable enough on her own.
Jeez, remind me to never get...
Cold. Cold, my friend.
Get on your bad side.
I would like to get to a save point before we go to our destination. I do not want to have to redo any of this, and as we've seen on tonight's stream, you could just die. Or you know what? Let me just own that. I could just die. Wait a minute. Do I not have the key? Oh, I see. I see how this goes. That's the boss room. And I'll save right before the boss. Whoops. So we're going to pause for just a brief second, but we will be right back. We are back. All right. Let's... Sorry, I just cut off the mid-sentence there. Let's get the darkness key. Okay. So poor Emil. Is that Kaine?
What's that?
A butler, or at least a remarkable likeness of one. I knew this was a trap. Curse my brilliant intuition.
Yeah, no. Well, now it's just supremely confusing. Hey, Emil, your butler turned to... not stone, but... he can't move anymore? Is he telling the truth? Is he setting us up? What?
Shades!
Is there key of any sort? Any one of these corners would appear not. Oh, great. Nope. Trying to loot the spider. There we go. Wait a minute. Gotta go towards the back here. I got turned around. Have I been in these rooms? I don't actually know. This one looks very familiar because they all look the same. And I may have just been in here fighting the shades. I don't... I hate getting turned around in games like this. The fixed camera angles. Oh. My. This is a very dark room. Oh, good lord. That sink filling up with blood. Hey, look. We are trying to figure this out. Okay, maybe that sink triggered something in another room. The best I got. Nothing doing there. Oh, look. The light key. Got the word Otir. Uses magic and weapon. That reminds me. We should... finish your sentences, Chuck. We should edit our words. Use your words to talk to the audience. Hello, actual butler.
Whoa. Is that another one?
Oh, whoa, what the?
It moves.
What's going on here?
Sir? What is this?
Oh, this is my butler. He helps me out around the manor. He's a good man at heart, but a bit inflexible. Almost like a statue.
Oh.
Yes, and I do apologize for that, Master Emil.
I doubt he's even human.
We're here because my sister received some letters from this manor.
Yes, I wrote those letters. Please forgive my impertinence. As you may know, Master Emil, deeply pained by his eyes, has shut himself away from the world. He suffers greatly behind that blindfold, and I feel it is my duty to help however I can. I heard tale of the exploits of an emerging hero, and so I sent a letter to you under Master Emil's name. But I received a response from one Miss Yona instead.
This is deeply weird.
Wait, so Yona's pen pal is you?
It is, sir. My letters merely requested that you come to the manor. I meant...
Let's not tell her this.
I believe Yona saw the exchange somewhat differently.
Yeah, sounds like she misunderstood the situation.
Regardless, I am quite pleased to see you here. Long have I dreamed of the day we might be able to do something about Master Emil's eyes.
I see.
Yes, well, I am afraid we, or at least this lad beside me, is neither hero nor physician, so if you'll excuse us...
Please, we're so close. The cure for Master Emil's condition is located in this very manor.
What?
Then why don't you just go get it?
Yeah, for real.
Alas, the location of the cure has become a den for those abominable shades, and I lack the skill to combat them.
Well, this is very convenient.
I beg of you, defeat the shades and restore Master Emil's sight.
You know this is an impossible task. Why would you ask it of our guests?
Well, we've no more time to waste, so...
It's okay. We'll do it.
See here, lad. This is no time to play the hero.
People need to look out for each other, Vice. Plus, we have to find Kaine anyway.
1,000 thank yous. I owe you a debt that can never be repaid.
Yeah, how about you decreepify?
My butler cares so much for me, but for him to make such outlandish requests...
Just decreepify the manor, buddy.
And thanks to all.
I walked right through Emil.
1,000 thanks.
Is there anything else in here?
But hey, at least I can petrify your enemies. That's gotta be some help, right? I can't let you
well,
do
yes,
this on your
actually.
own. So I'll be right here if you need me. Maybe my eyes can be useful for once.
And now that I've met Emil, you know, may go back to the Japanese voice acting. Next stream, because I would like to hear his voice in Japanese. Hey Emil, you can start petrifying them. That works. I only have one medicinal herb left. That is no good. I should have bought some more. Oh boy, and this is a boss. This is gonna suck. Well, I have to use it now. No, 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 don't hit me. Ooh, buddy. Thank you, Emil. Real lifesaver. No hyperbole. Hey, now you get going. Come on. Out of healing items. Fantastic. There's a mailbox here. Oh, no! Emil, do your thing. Kill him. I thought there was a mailbox in this room. Are you kidding me? For real? It had a blue whatchamacallit on the door. Where can I save it? Can I not? Now this is just aggravating. Is there like some trick to it? Can't save my game in here. This is real bad. Oh, wait a minute. It's oh, that's right. Isn't it is it maybe closer to the ah, no. Yeah, dead. Dead. Course continue. Obtain the one-handed sword blade of treachery. Wow, okay. Well, let's, well, thank God it didn't send me all the way back to the save point. Bless you, Nier. Bless you. Okay. So. Okay, so we have Earthworm Claw, Blade of Treachery. Is heavy. Rebirth is light. Forgot I picked up Rebirth. Okay. I need to be more familiar with what difference the weapon's weight makes. Like, how does that substantially, you know, help? Hey, there's a mailbox. No healing items. Let's give it a try.
This is it. We should find the cure somewhere nearby.
Bah, I do not like anything about this place.
One book versus another.
This book's kind of like you, Vice.
Oh, aren't we clever? As if any mere tome could compare to the wonderment that is Grimoire Vice. Petrification is a fearsome power indeed.
Come on, Emil. Do your stuff.
There's no end to this.
Oh no.
So this infernal book are sharp as knives.
Guess you never learned that trick, huh?
Okay, so those things repel. Oh, okay. The way to snap him out of it. Gotta hit him at the right time. Alright, gotta eliminate all these, and then... Oh. No, didn't quite get that right. Halves damage from physical attacks for 60 seconds. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Get him. It's almost dead. Oh, wait.
Oh no! I can't petrify it!
Yeah. What do we do? What do we do? What do we do? What do we do? Hey, hey! There you are.
And where have you
Oh,
been?
whoa, whoa.
Lost. Where have you been?
Getting stomped by this thing. Help!
This foe's strength is beyond measure.
What do we do?
I am an arcane text, not some manual of combat. You are supposed to deal with such matters.
You guys run! I'll hold it off while you escape!
Who's this kid?
That's Emil. He's the one who runs this.
Fuck, this book is a real asshole!
Yeah.
Not even listening.
She is too busy vomiting filth disguised as language.
You guys go! This is my fight!
No way, dude. We got this.
My, aren't we the bold one?
No, I dodged that.
Yeah, that would be a foolish course of action at this juncture.
Besides, we'd never let you do that.
Would you all please just shut the hell up?
What?
I'm just saying, if you
Oh,
bastards want to
damn.
have a goddamn civilized discussion on the merits of bravery and sacrifice, we can do it later.
Is this your way of encouraging us?
Have we truly sunk to motivational speeches from a woman in her undergarments?
Love the banter.
I guess so.
All right, nail it. Come on. It's almost dead. Oh, mother.
Let's go.
Now!
Come on. Give us the cure.
Vice, this is it.
Research report on petrification. Well, well.
Dark Whirlwind. Attack with magical rotating blades. Charge to increase the number of blades.
Oh no! This passage is written in some kind of code. We went through all this trouble to find it, and now...
Oh look, Jeeves is back.
Please allow me to handle this, Master Emile. I shall put all of my efforts into deconstructing this cipher. No matter how long it takes, I will not fail.
So this guy I've heard in like a million anime. I don't know who it is, but my goodness.
Sebastian.
Ah, so the servant has a name after all.
Sebe. Seb. This was a very odd episode. This whole stream.
Emile, listen to me.
What is it, Kaine?
Your eyes are not a sin. Don't ever be ashamed of them.
Hmm.
They're a vital part of you.
Wow.
You understand?
That necklace. There's something.
What's this? A shade? How did you...
This arm is an accursed weapon. I thought I would only need it until I had earned my revenge. Once that happened, I figured it was all over. But there's a reason I'm alive, that my arm is alive. And there's a reason for your eyes, too.
Kaine.
But listen, if this shade should ever...
No! Kaine.
Yeah, so the butler, Sebastian, is very much like, oh, we have to cure these eyes. Like, we have to fix them. They you know, this is like getting rid of this awfulness is like the main thing. And I love this kind of sort of seeing part of herself in Emile and saying like, look, this part of you like that lets you, you know, petrify things, like it's not like other people might look at it as this horrible thing, but it's not a sin. It's not terrible. You know, she sees that in herself with what sort of she has become being part shade, having one in her arm, and I don't know, that's really beautiful. I don't know if they do have some kind of prior connection though, because she certainly, it looked like she gestured toward the necklace that she knows from somewhere else. Very interesting.
I promise I'll never give up, Kaine. But you can't give up either.
Well, we're off.
All right.
Hey, so Yona's sick, and she doesn't get out much. Do you think you might be able to send her more letters when you have the time?
I would be delighted, sir.
Oh, the freaking butler! Are you kidding me? No, don't tell the butler to write to her.
Goodbye, everyone. Thanks for everything.
Take care, Emil. I hope your eyes get better soon.
I saw you exchange some words with that Emil lad earlier. Hopefully it was nothing inappropriate for a young man of his age.
Vice. Please.
Speak the truth, hussy.
Book? Shut up.
Yeah, calm down, Vice. We've got our hands on all the sealed verses now.
All that remains is to find this grimoire noir.
Then we can finally save Yona.
We're getting close to the end. Parentheses. The first one. Close parentheses. Thank Jesus this big guy's not out here again. You did me no favors not spawning near the manor. So her book about the great big tree makes me think that in the forest with the death dream, there was the tree that the mayor was praying to. Okay, this seems very depopulated. No, okay, this looks fine. Maybe that was just... I don't know. Just thought there'd be more people in the market. But the village isn't deserted or anything.
Yona, you need to lie down.
I know.
It won't be much longer, I promise. I finally collected all of the sealed verses.
We're doing it.
I just need to find Grimoire Noir.
It sounds dangerous. Will you be okay?
Of course I will.
Is this gonna make me better? Is my cough going to go away?
Definitely.
Absolutely, kid.
Yona?
You're not gonna
Oh.
hate me because of this, are you?
Sad.
What are you talking about?
It's just... I don't want you to hate me because of this terrible disease.
What a very human thing to say.
I could never hate you.
That's very...
Has more medicine.
That's good writing.
I'm sorry I'm always coughing all the time.
Poor dear. None of this is your fault, man.
Yona's looking weaker and weaker every day.
Yes, but do not lose heart. You are the girl's last remaining hope.
Alright guys, I think we are going to call it here for today. I thought we were close enough to getting an ending, but not quite. But according to the story, you know, what we're hearing from Nier, maybe we are now. You know, we got all the sealed verses. We just now have to find the black book, and we will commence that journey next time on Late Night Nier. Until then, I've been the Subtle Doctor. Take care, everyone.